Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brushes and Bunnies, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to get back into sketching after taking a very long break. This video is meant for those that have not sketched in a very long time, or also for those that are looking into getting into sketching for the very first time. So grab your sketchbooks and your pencils and draw along with me while I will be explaining some of the things that I'll be doing to get back on the sketching bandwagon. I'll be using one of my favorite sketchbooks. It is a Moleskine A4. As you can see, the last known date that I actually sketched in here was August of 2020, so it's been a very long time since I've done any drawings. As far as sketchbooks go, this is actually one of my favorite products. I love this sketchbook so much just because of the hardcover and the paper itself. It's nice and thick, it's about 165 grams. It is buttery smooth, so your pencil just glides off the paper. So yeah, if you're looking for a sketchbook, I could definitely recommend the Moleskine. Again, this is size A4. For the actual drawing materials, I'm going to be using my Faber Castell 9000 in HB, 2B, and 4B graphite pencils. I'm also going to be using my Faber Castell eraser, as well as a little copper ruler, which I love to use. I got this in one of my scrawler boxes many months ago, but it's one of my favorite tools actually. And apart from that, of course, I'm using a sharpener and a black liner marker, which I forgot to actually picture in this video, but yeah, I'll be using that as well. The very first tip that I can offer is to basically go easy on yourself and have patience. Now you're probably hearing this and being like, yeah, obviously, duh, like that is pretty self-explanatory and I already knew that. But actually a lot of us tend to forget this, including myself. So whether you're someone like me who's getting back into sketching for the first time in 6 months, or you're someone who's actually looking into getting into sketching for the first time ever in your life, well actually this is probably the most important tip that you should remember. Go easy on yourself. Learning something new for the very first time can be extremely overwhelming, and it can for sure lead to frustrations. And this is something that you just need to be aware of, and you need to understand that it's actually part of the learning curve. So whether you're picking up a pencil for the first time or you're learning how to write a book, in my case, that's also something that I'm doing, there are a lot of things and obstacles that you're gonna have to push through, and you just have to remember that yes, the first time you pick up the pencil, your drawing might be shaky and it might not be as accurate as you imagined it to be in your head, but that's okay because that's just part of the way that you learn. You have to kind of go through these things, and by going through them, you will eventually learn and you will get better. But the key here is to have patience and to be kind with yourself. When you're getting back into something for the first time or starting a new hobby, you kind of want to make it as easy as possible for you to get into it. So for me, making it as easy as possible really includes using reference photos. Reference photos can be taken anywhere online, or photos that you took yourself. As for me, I do have a collection of reference photos that I basically collect over the years, or have collected over the years, on Pinterest. And this has been a tremendous help for me to basically learn how to draw humans. And I mean, I guess anything really. This applies to animals. I like to draw birds a lot. So I do have lots of reference photos with, things that inspire me, maybe things that challenge me. I basically pin them all into my Pinterest boards, and I can refer to them whenever I want. For this drawing, I did use, I believe, 3 reference photos. So I did use one for the woman, and I used 2 for the birds that I'll be drawing very shortly around her. If you want to take a look at those, I'll be adding a link down below in the video description that will lead you directly to those 2 Pinterest boards. Also, in general, I do want to say one thing about using reference photos. I think actually it's quite important that you do so, and I really think you guys should not see it as maybe copying or cheating in any way. It's a resource that is there for you to use. It's there for you to study and for you to basically learn how to draw with. And it's been so important in the growth of myself as an illustrator, where I I can't draw without reference photos per se. I don't know. I think it's a whole different talent in general, just to like be able to draw from what you see in your head. I think this is actually so hard to do, and kudos for any artist out there that can do that. But for me, I just need to have that photo to basically refer off of. And of course, when I'm sketching, the photo is not a one-to-one copy per se. I have the reference photo, but usually the sketch turns out to be completely different. It's just kind of there, the photo is just there for me to use to understand the proportions and understand the emotion maybe. And that's basically all there is to it. But definitely do use reference photos. It does help so much when you're learning how to draw. Tip number 3 is all about practicing every day and maintaining a schedule. Now, this is one of those tips that I always tell people whenever they ask me, how did you learn how to draw? Well, this is one of the first things I will always say. I put in the hours. I've practiced every single day for years. And on top of that, I established a schedule for myself. So as a person, I just have a problem, or I used to have a problem maintaining schedules or having my day organized around certain things. I was very, last minute, or I procrastinated a lot. And when I got older, I realized that, okay, in order for me to get better as an artist or to get better as a writer, I have to establish those hours. I have to dedicate those hours to the craft, and I have to fit them into a schedule. And only then will I be able to get better at the craft itself. Now, this is a skill on its own, to be honest with you, and this is something that you could only really learn over time. As time progresses, you learn the tricks, you learn what fits with your schedule, you learn how much hours or how many hours you can actually dedicate to the craft itself on a daily basis. But honestly, it could be as simple as doodling something very quick in the morning while you're drinking your coffee. Maybe you're working and you have a lunch break and you have maybe half an hour or an hour. You can just sketch in that time. As long as you're doing something on a daily basis and you're establishing a routine and you're building that hand-eye coordination, then you'll see that your skill as an artist will gradually grow, and in no time you'll be able to sketch very, very, very easily. So if we use my life as an example, I can basically just maybe explain a little bit better how I get things done and how I schedule my life around my hobbies. So I used to be the type of person that would sit down and sketch every single day. Obviously, I had ambitions on YouTube. I wanted to accelerate at my career as an illustrator, and I wanted to really get better as an artist to figure out, what did I want to do in life in terms of art? Did I want to sketch? Did I want to paint? Did I want to be a YouTube influencer, whatever that means? But I knew that I wanted to do something to do with art and teaching people how to draw. So obviously, to do that, I had to dedicate the hours in learning how to draw in the first place. And my schedule was really, really, really intense, where not only did I teach myself how to draw, but I also taught myself how to navigate around YouTube, how to create a YouTube channel, how to promote myself, and all these things about social media. So it was a huge learning curve, but I did it, and I spent hours every single day applying myself to both learning how to draw and also learning how to market myself on social media. So it's a lot of work, but I can definitely say it was like a full-time job, essentially. Like a full-time job. But the point of me saying this is that I had to dedicate those hours to learn very, very quickly and to get better and to grow as an artist very, very quickly. Now, currently in 2021, my priorities have changed a lot. I am currently writing a trilogy. It has been a dream of mine for many years. I've actually been going at it for 9 years now, and it has been put on the back burner a lot because of YouTube and because of art. With 2020, I decided to go ahead and dedicate my time to learning how to write and learning how to write better and learning how to write a trilogy. And that's why I disappeared off of YouTube for 6 months. Back in August of 2020, that was really my kind of the end of the line where I said, okay, now that we have all this free time, we're not traveling, we're not going out, you know, life has kind of stopped. This is my time to really push out those books. And that is why I had to step away a little bit from YouTube and dedicate those hours that I used to for drawing, dedicate them to writing, and schedule my time that I used to have for YouTube, and basically schedule it to instead to write my manuscripts. And in terms of my daily schedule, a lot of my hours do go to writing, and it's just something that I have to do to get better at the craft and to finish the milestones that I have set out for myself. But with very strict scheduling, with dedication and perseverance, I've managed to finish 2 manuscripts in the time of 6 months, and one is currently being edited and soon to be published, and the other one is in the first or second draft mode, which is something that I'm currently working on now. So the point is that if you schedule your time and if you dedicate hours to the craft, you will grow very, very quickly and you will get better in no time. Also, now that the hard part is done with my trilogy, I've got the first book soon to be published, the manuscripts of the second book is in progress, and the third book is pretty much cooking in my head already. The hard part is really done, and I can allow more time to art again, and it's just a matter of learning how to prioritize your projects and also how to prioritize your hours within a 24-hour period, and seeing what works for you, for your schedule, and applying it. And that is actually the key to success, I think. Really, it's scheduling your time. Also, I probably should say this. I think that if you start to worry too much about different projects and you're kind of working a lot with different hobbies, I think this is where it gets tricky and you might actually end up failing than succeeding because you're focusing on too many things at once. And if you want to get something done, you should really just focus on that one thing and that one thing only. That's unfortunately the sad truth. But once you do it, once you get through it, and once you've accomplished the milestone that you wanted to do, then you'll be happy as a peach, I can assure you, and it'll all be worth it. That's basically everything that I did want to say for this video. I did want to keep it relatively short. Obviously, there's a lot more topics that I can talk about revolving this general topic of learning how to get back into art again. There's a lot more things that I can say, but I did, again, want to keep this video relatively short. I do hope that you found value in what I said, and I hope that it helps you, especially if you're learning to draw for the first time or learning how to do any sort of craft for the first time or getting back into it for the first time in a very long time. I'm saying time a lot. Yeah, I should probably stop that. Anyways, I'm gonna run off now and jump right into writing, and yeah, I do hope you guys have a good start to the week, a good end of the Sunday, and we will see each other very soon. Hopefully I'll be uploading a video next week as well. So thanks again for watching and have a good start to the week. Bye guys!